here's what the tool is doing so far. I will start with a brand new contact, and I'll just put in nonsense for the name because it doesn't really matter. It's all going to get updated from the resume. I will upload a resume, and then I will enrich it, select the file that's attached to the record, send it to OpenAI. Right now I already have 2 notifications. I should have cleared that out first. But basically the process of parsing takes time. So right now this is like using platform events to kind of sit in a loop to keep asking, is it done yet? Is it done yet? And when it's done, it's going to send me a bell notification. So these are past ones that I ran. So this is 30 minutes ago. So just waiting for the new one. I have the thread here that's in progress. I don't think my error handling is all that great yet. But here I just received the notification that it was done. So it has finished the thread, and it has enriched that record. So now if I refresh, I have all this data filled in. It can do fields on the record directly. The skills are direct children of the contact that it automatically created. And then certifications are actually junction objects so that it's not creating duplicate certification records. It's creating a contact to certification junction. So it looked to match on existing ones. Same with skills too. It avoids duplicating things. For your specific case, you had a write-up summary. So here I added a rich text field to my contact. And this has been populated kind of similar to what you had, but not exactly the same. So I can let me show you how this is configured then so that particular one, after I added the field, I went into my prompt that is for the resume extractor, and I added this block of text that said, hey, there's a special field called write-up summary. It's a rich text field, so the size, create a bulleted summary. Summary should include these things. So in order to get it closer to what you want, we would just have to modify the instructions. I can also show you how the communication is kind of working. So if I go back to that record and look at the thread, these are the messages that were sent and received. So these ones marked user are the ones that we sent. So I told it, here's some context around the record that we're enriching. It's a contact record, and it has like a first name that's currently blank, but it gives it the label, the type of field, and if it's a formula. So it does that for a bunch of the fields on the contact to give it context. And then we say, okay, give it those instructions, which I just showed you. It's basically to extract the information from the resume and some other things to get it into the right format. And then the response comes back with this JSON object that is a breakdown of some of the details of the resume, which then I use to automatically create all those other records. And I loop through these fields and just set them on the record, looking for a matching name on the record. So one way that I've added to avoid like overwriting data that we don't want it to overwrite is through field sets on the object. So if I look at the object, I've created 2 magic field sets. One is the OpenAI view and an update. And these are basically just, here's the list of fields that you're allowed to update. So I had to add that new field called write-up summary to this list to give it permission to update it. Also at a higher level, the way this is configured is through a concept of assistance. So I have a resume extractor assistant, and this is basically the high level instructions of how this agent works, and telling it like what to expect as the input and what I expect as the output. Here I'm telling it to like normalize certification names because that's what I needed for my use case. But I think this is equivalent to what you were showing me, where you had this predefined application that kind of had guidelines of what format to output in for the resume. So we would probably adjust this as well. But it's all through configuration. Oh, so handling the data that comes back, I have a related records configuration. And so like in here, I can say for data that's coming in, here is the main object that it's related to. Here's the JSON node that it should look for and loop through items in, and create these skill records and link them using the contact field. So I could have it create any child record related to this automatically just by configuring these records, not having to modify any code. Right now I'm in the process of adding this outgoing so that I can add not only here's the contact, but here's these related records to the contact. For your use case, I don't see it needing any of these because I think you just want to have that one field updated on the contact for the summary, but it's a lot of flexibility. So that's where it's at now.